If you just joined us, this is The Press. We're reaching you live from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Phone lines are open now. You can call in to make your contributions or ask your questions, as we have very own journalist, Dr. Olamide or Ogunleke Samuel. I like to call you Dr. Olamide. I prefer that one. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. I would have preferred to say I'm fine, but then Daily Trust gave me a hit. Says 38 herders killed in Nasarawa air raid, and then you have Makban saying our innocent members were killed by Air Force. But that's not actually the only thing that strikes me. Northern elders are now saying it is very worse. It is worse to an evil to start profiling, because now you have people saying that you have a lot of people that were killed, and then you have Magban saying our members were killed. Also, what happens? What about those other people that were killed? One death to one is death to all. So it definitely affects a whole lot of people. And then on the flip side, you have coming from the governor, he says drone used for shelling of pastoralists, and he assures investigation, but the military on the other side keeps mum. Let's get your reaction on this.
Well, when you actually check what happened yesterday, I was actually reacting to a particular issue yesterday after Injetigbo program, the press in Yoruba language. One of our callers told us emphatically about what happened in Niger. But for this one, I was privileged to listen to particular information, to hear particular information yesterday, and though I was not happy, but at the same time, I think all we just need to do is proper investigation, so that we'll know whether those people that were killed were actually elders that are killers. Or
that the killer herders.
Yeah, I prefer referring to them elders that are killers, because I like defining them as in, like, so that everybody will know that this thing is not just something that we could actually give a name that people will not understand to. When you say when you talk about these people a lot of people have been killed in Nasarawa, in Borno, in Niger, and other states. And Magban, the same Magban have not been talking concerning, especially if it were to be citizen. So, but now that their member is actually part of those that were killed, they came out. Though it is a normal thing, but it shouldn't be a situation in which you actually now distinguish your members from those that were killed. That means you have an interior motive. Though we are not saying those that were killed, we are not confirming it or having it as a fact, or actually saying that those that were killed are killers. But let the investigation start, and let's have the outcome of the investigation, and from there, we will now know. Because yesterday I heard some of the members saying it was a particular governor's directive that they should kill those people. But I was just like,
even when investigation is still ongoing,
it's still ongoing. So my opinion then was just, I wanted to have, I would have actually stated it clear that, do we have any governor that has a authority or that has say when it comes to military? I think military directives are always from the federal. So I think we have
the chief of armed forces
from the federal. Yeah, exactly. I think we have some military men that are being controlled by the governors or local government, or so would have actually accepted the fact that a particular governor could give them directive that, okay, go and kill so. Why would you actually say they should go and kill innocent peoples? No. I don't think a reasonable man will actually do such things.
So why do you think that the military has decided to keep mum in all of this?
That is exactly what I now want. I believe something. Military, they have their rules and regulations. Ordinarily, we shouldn't just judge from outward. They cannot just talk, because they are still in. They promised us anyway that they want to make sure that they combat these banditry. So, and today, this is not the first time that these things will be happening, and they will just keep mute. Even the one that happened in Niger, that one of our callers actually narrated, nothing was said. Even the papers, all the papers did not even say anything about it. But all I know very sure is that they will have their way of reacting to issues. And issues like this, yesterday I discovered, that's privileged information anyway, Magban had actually gotten to the president. So if such had happened, I know very sure that president will have related that with the chief of army staff, chief of defense staffs and others. So the only thing they want to do is proper investigation before they could actually voice out, because honestly now nobody can factually talk about what happened. So you will just be predicting, like, okay, this could be,
even the numbers,
even the numbers, even the numbers. So as at now, I will not blame the military for not altering any statement, because they need to do their investigation very, very, very well. And even those that did the operation, they might still be on the ground doing other things. So for you to have called those people out to come and narrate, or to come and tell you, or to come and start giving you information about what you have sent them to go and do, and their mission is not yet over, I think it's something absurd. So let us wait for the proper investigation to be done. Then the details will now determine our response to keeping mute of the military. And at the same time, I want to urge Magban and other associations and every family that these things happened to, that we should give governments, though we know very sure that this administration anyway, there are a lot of things that they don't give priority to when it comes to life and properties of people, except that thing is actually eating them very bad. But I know very sure that with this, because Magban will not take it easy, so let us give them the benefit of doubt that, okay, the government through the military and other agencies, other security agencies, they are going to do their proper investigation and come out with the right results. Not that they'll just cook anything for us and we'll still believe it like that. That's just it.
All right, still on insecurity, still have on Daily Trust, says bandits reject 5.3 million old Naira notes in Kaduna, says deadline approaching.
Now, let me tell you something. I am happy. It's not I'm happy that such happened, but I am happy this makes it to newspaper bulletin. Day before yesterday, Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele was actually saying factually, as in authoritatively, that through the introduction of the new Naira notes, the kidnapping had reduced, and now we have bandits.
And that was actually one of the reasons why they redesigned the Naira at the time.
That was one of the reasons, but the issue is just that you bringing in new Naira. Let's actually take side to Nigerians now, and you know that many of us will be the one that will actually risk the when it's that are at risk when it comes to the introduction of this new Naira. By the time they actually by time 31st of January, the deadline is actually over. Now we now have bandits rejecting old Naira. Now, if bandits could actually be rejecting old Nairas, and we don't have it yet in circulation, where do you expect these people? New Naira. We don't have new Naira in the circulation. So where do you expect these people to get the new Naira? And Emefiele said it categorically that they have pumped the new Naira into all banks.
And then you still have we've seen so many picture stories, infographics saying that a lot of people stranded waiting for the new Naira. ATMs are not even
yesterday, one of us yesterday went to bank to collect money. Okay, what am I saying? Myself yesterday night. Yesterday was 25th, right? 25th, around 9 p.m. I wanted to collect money from POS. I collected old Naira. I even categorically asked the person, please, do you have new Naira? He said, for where? He said, even in banks were actually telling them that they should be collecting that. They did not have new Naira yet. So where do they want them to go and get the new Naira to give to them? So imagine. And yesterday, again, FCMB here in Kubwa, on counter, not on counter, rather on counter, not even ATM, on counter. So they were actually giving people old Naira notes. So what are we now saying? And you said this thing will actually
insecurity.
This is actually what we should give to economists. I am an economist.
My bane here really is, if bandits reject 5.3 million old notes, and then so that means they are expecting 5.3 million naira
new notes. Exactly. And these people will not get it. And believe me sincerely, okay, where would bandits, what has been their source of safe, as in source of income? Rather, what has been the source of their income? It is through collecting ransoms and everything. And where are they saving this money? Banks. Are you telling me that they are keeping the money in the bush? No. They are saving this money in banks. Who are the bank managers that are collecting this from them? And they cannot even... How will somebody just bring 10 million to your bank? And you know the account of that person is not even up to 200,000 for the past 3-4 years. So and you don't even have any reason to ask or to doubt the person. Now, another thing is, these people that are rejecting 5 million naira old notes would by every means want to collect this new naira. And how would Nigerians that are at risk get this new naira notes? We don't know. That means there are people there, or whatever the bandits want to do will actually prevail, because the same bandits that rejected 5 million are known to the government. If not, we will not have a situation in which somebody told the security agency that, they rejected so amount from us, and security agents will not have anything to do, or to track, or to even investigate, or to even not just that in this country. But all I just know is the introduction of Naira, new Naira is good, but federal government through Central Bank of Nigeria did that in a wrong manner. I am an economist. If you want to do that, I have said it, that you need to enlighten us. You need to do enlightenment. You need to do...
Because the problem is that most village, rural areas, marketers, they don't even accept the new Naira notes.
Apart from that, even myself and you, we are here on this program. I think I touched 1,000 Naira new notes. That was the first time I touched it was on Saturday. This last Saturday. And that was when I went to Nasarawa for a particular wedding program that I anchored, being an MC. Since then, that I've spent that 1,000 naira, that I've spent that 4,000 naira. Now, so we they look. So now, if myself, that I'm in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, could not access this new Naira notes, now talk of my mother that doesn't even have bank, my father that doesn't even have bank, that doesn't even know what bank is all about, that cannot even operate phone. So how would they keep their money in their purse? How would they get this new Naira? And until, ask federal government that wanted this thing to end January 31st, have they been using that money? Did they use the new Naira note to pay workers' salary during December? Are they going to use, did they use that same new Naira note to pay them January? That is the only way this thing can circulate. If you are not using that new Naira note to pay the workers, there's no way you are going to get it, because it is the workers are the one that goes to market, workers are the one that buy this, buy that. And another thing is, if you are handing this and you cannot make a shift in your policy, there's what we call shift in policy when it comes to economics, when it comes to economy. Now, shift in policy is okay, fine. I have actually proposed that, and I think federal government through central bank will listen to this and try to make use of it. That though you may still insist on ending the spending old Naira by 31st of this January, fine. But you can actually shift your policy by allowing the banks to be collecting that old Naira note from people, even to
but then they have the cash swap.
The issue is this: that cash swap that we're talking about, till when?
I think that should be like, there's no peg to that one though.
Now that's exactly what I'm at. Do you have access to that? Would they take it to rural areas? Would all banks accept that?
I saw a particular picture story that says an elderly man. I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was in I can't remember the headline that took it. But then I saw one that says an elderly man was trying to change his cash through POS. So it means that you can actually do it through POS. You don't have to go to the bank.
Through POS. The POS that didn't have new Naira note, or what are you? I don't understand.
Just drop your
money.
Cash.
Then when you want to go and withdraw it, what will you withdraw?
Okay.
No, that is just it.
I think CBN will answer that question.
That is just it. That is what I'm saying. Okay, you can actually go to bank and deposit your old Naira notes. Go and withdraw it from ATM.
They don't withdraw for now.
Transfer. Okay. Now, what of people that doesn't know how to transfer? What are people that doesn't even know how to operate phone? This is what I'm saying, that all we need to do is just a shift in policy, that you can go to bank, immediately you drop your money, or you go to central bank will actually create some outpost discharge in which you can actually go there, drop your money, and collect new Naira notes. If we do that, I think that will actually help us in this situation. Or else, believe me sincerely, our economy will actually crash once again.
I pray our economy don't crash. But since we are still talking about the new cash, the Naira redesign, take a look at this one. Coming, in fact, is in almost all the headlines. Daily Trust says Tinubu, fuel crisis, Naira redesign ploy to sabotage elections. And then the writer says, we won't accept postponement, probe Ashiwaju. Okay, and even though the presidency, the CBN, and the APC keep mum onto that story. Nigerian Tribune have the same lead story that says, fuel scarcity, Naira redesign ploy to sabotage elections. And that's coming from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tinubu shedding crocodile tears, attacking Buhari won't save failing campaigns. But the Nigerian pilot decides to elaborate that story and says on 2023 polls, Tinubu hits Buhari and then alleges that plots to scuttle presidential, NAS, and governorship states assembly elections. In all of this, now they see it as, in fact, I'm not the one, but what they're saying it as is, it's not the same thing now when the Bible says kingdom against kingdom. Because when Senator Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu complains that the Naira cash, the Naira swap or the Naira redesign and the fuel scarcity is a ploy to sabotage his own election, and he is even from the same party. Is it not?
Let me just tell you something. Before I actually talk about Tinubu's outpost, I want to address something about this Naira redesign. We could actually do it. I wish federal government through central bank and through the governor could actually make another shift in policy in which we will be able to use this old Naira.
Okay, shift in policy. That's where you ended. We'll continue from there. Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Yeah, it's problem is
Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Something you people don't understand. What you don't understand is that the central bank wants everybody. I'm Dr. Sonny Bedem. I'm from Umahia, Abia State.
Go ahead, Dr. Sonny.
Yeah, so what the central bank wants everybody is to deposit the old Naira notes. If you pay in all the old Naira notes you have and don't withdraw it and go and withdraw it on the 1st of February, what they will be giving on 1st of February will be the new notes. So if you want to withdraw any time from 1st of February, then nobody will give you the old notes again. So what they want is to mop up the entire old Naira notes so that even those people in the village who don't have the culture of banking will now be compelled to patronize the banks so that central bank can have access to manage the currency in the country. Unlike this one that more than 50% of the currency is in the private house, the central bank cannot, handle it, and then economic planning will be jeopardized. So their system is okay. Go and try and deposit your money, even if it is POS today. On the 1st, you go and withdraw. Whether it is in the commercial bank or in POS, nobody will pay you again, even on the counter, pay you old Naira notes. But we are in a hurry where we just want to swap. Give me the old one, new one, and give you old one. Then you still go back to the house and pack it. This will not help the economy of the country. That's the economic of the central bank.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sam.
Now, the question I actually want to ask him is, what are you now going to be spending till 1st of? You are not going to eat. You are not going to do any economic activities till 1st of February. Peradventure, like myself now, I dropped all my money into bank.
Go do transfers.
How many people collect transfers?
And that's
now,
the problem.
That's the problem. And even if you do transfer now,
trying to transfer.
Now, even if you transfer now,
collect it.
Even if you transfer to me now, there's probability that I will not get the alert until tomorrow. So, what are we now saying? What about those people in the village that our doctor actually mentioned? No, it is good. What doctor actually said is good, but this is not practical when it comes to Nigeria, where we have people, larger percentage of people in the rural areas. And we have a lot of people that doesn't even have access to network, not to talk of having bank. I think I talked about Barumi local government in Kwara. The whole local government, as big as it is, has just only one bank.
Oh wow.
Only one bank. Not one town, no. The whole local government has just one bank. How do you expect?
You don't have such, like, even here in the FCT, like in Gwagwalada, you find just one bank in the whole of
Gwagwalada. Now, how do you expect all people that are living in Gwagwalada to go to that bank before that date, deposit their money, and they now keep fasting until February 1st.
You can transfer.
Who are those people that actually collect transfer?
From that one, talk about the Tinubu's.
Now let's talk about it. So what I'm actually saying is, I wish that central bank could actually allow politicians to bring out all those money inside their.
Is it the central bank that is owing them?
No, the reason why I said that is, if federal government, if central bank could actually shift the deadline to maybe March 1st.
Let's not forget about shifting deadline.
I know. What I'm actually saying, that if they actually shift it to 31st of February, 1st of March rather, politicians will actually want to spend all those money so that they will not have it, and there will be much money in the circulation, and people will be rushing to go and save that money in banks, so that central bank will be able to generate more money, as in get more money back.
But then, this is the reason why they are trying to clamp on them is because
it's because of the election. That is exactly what I'm now saying, that if this because of the election that we said, okay, because of election we don't want to this, we don't want to do that. Believe me, since after election, you see, say these people can actually do swapping, right? Many of them have banks. Many of these politicians have their own bank. Tinubu that is actually speaking out now, he's not speaking for himself, he's just speaking to me, he's just speaking because he actually wants Nigerians to know that, okay, the thing is affecting him too, which to me, I think it will not, because most of them have their banks, and those that don't have bank have larger shares in so many in many banks. And they cannot even call. There's no manager. There's no bank manager that such people will actually call that brings a social amount of money, and the manager will not bring it.
My box here is why do you actually think that Tinubu decided to hit President Muhammadu Buhari on this?
On this, you see, this one is politics. Just let us forget about that. Is politics.
So are you actually signing what PDP says, that he's just shedding crocodile tears?
That's just it. That's just the truth for me. That's just the truth. All these ones are politics. We know it is just practically as in 100% politics to me, because it's a normal thing. At least just for him to let Nigerians know that, okay, not because we are in the same party that I will not be able to say the truth. This truth would have been said before, Nana.
And on all the headlines, you still have U.S. announces visa ban on Nigerians undermining polls and democracy. Nigerian Tribune says U.S. imposes visa restrictions on Nigerians undermining democracy. And I think another paper I read, I think it should be Nigerian Pilots, and it actually says okay, let me take it again. U.S. slams visa ban on Nigerians undermining 2023 polls and democratic process. That's almost the same thing, but there's a particular one that said something different, that especially for those who want to rig elections of go through any violent means, that they would get visa ban. We've seen these things happen, and even last election we saw where they said they were going to give visa restrictions to politicians who engage in thuggery or violence and all of that. It keeps happening over time. So do you actually think that this is anything to go by, and would they actually stand by their word this time?
You see, when it comes to the issue of America and Nigeria, we have a mutual relationship, and who are those people that are making this relationship to continue? Politicians, because they are the one that travels most, and they are the one that actually relates with the top governments, as in the government of America. So for me, and to me, I think all these are just a kind of threats to those that are not in power, to me, because we've been not even 2019 alone, 2015, 2007, these things have been occurring. Not today, not yesterday. I just want us to...
Let's quickly take this call before you go ahead.
Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Okay, I'm fine. Let me chip into what Dr. Ogunleke just said, because some analysts have been coming on the video, so this is misleading. Let's not put fear into the mind of Nigerians concerning this new Naira note and the season of the old Naira. I think we should have understand the body language of the CBN governor and the president himself. If there is something that I would give this present government, so he has said in many things, but if there is something that I would give them credit in, it is about this changing of Naira. And then the aim will be defeated if we attempt to pressurize them to shift it to the day that your guest in the house is talking about. The aim is just to cut, to paralyze those the so-called money bag politicians who think that they can buy people as they want. So that's just it. The ordinary Nigerians that are in the house should not panic. This policy will be adjusted after the election. So take it from me. So people should not put fear in the mind of people that very soon will resort into trade by barter or others. So the aim is just that.
All right.
That's why I said, let me correct.
Even though we didn't get your name or where you're calling us from.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
What you actually said is actually most, as in, very close to what I was saying, that they could actually have shift in policy, and that is exactly what you landed, what you concluded on, that after the election there will actually be a shift in the. I am not saying what federal government or what central bank did as touches redesigning of Naira is not good. No. That was not what I'm saying. What I said is the time frame. The time frame. Provincials will not want to do this. We have actually started it right from, let's say, even June. Giving Nigerians 1.5 months to spend new Naira, as in to pack the old Naira notes, is not enough. Don't let us. I am not saying central bank has not done something right by changing the Naira. No. Or by redesigning the Naira. No. It's a very good thing. That's, right. In fact, we ought to have done that before now. But it was just.
But like they say, better late than never, though.
But now it will actually crash our economy, whether we like it or not. That's just it.
Like I said, our economy will not crash. Let's another story. Nation's newspaper says, those plotting to deal with me won't win elections, and that's coming from Governor Nyesom Wike. And then on the flip side, that like two different questions, but I'd like you to take them in one breath. And then on the other side, you have Nigerian Tribune says, hoodlums chase out Funke Akindele from Lagos market. Jandor expresses worry over insistent attack on campaign train. And another news you hear I think it's in Katsina, where you have Peter Obi's campaign was being attacked. And then you have I saw a particular video of someone that's in the east. They said it's in a Enugu state, where a particular campaigner who wore the branded T-shirts of the LP presidential candidate, he was being attacked, and then they had to even shoot his vehicle and warn him never to wear such branded T-shirts again. So what are your thoughts on all of this? What are these people actually trying to look out for? Like, you don't want change, you don't want a change of government, you just want no elections. Is that what it is? Let me
very come from the angle of Wiki. To me, I am not a politician. I'm not a member of PDP. I'm a member of any party.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please tell us your name or where you're calling us from.
Yeah, my name is Wale, calling from Mamoko from Lagos.
Wale from Lagos. All right, go ahead. You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, my thought about all this is that most especially on the Naira design, I think, sorry, sir?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I said I think on the redesign Naira note, the issue is that we take things with levity in this country. That is actually the real part of the thing. I want people to take with their date, even if it will be on later dates. They will, give people opening, to exercise their means of changing this note and all of it. Because many times, even it happens with the PVC and all these things, people will still think that they will put it, they will extend the date and all these things. We take things for granted too much.
You like 11th hour?
Yes, exactly. So, and it's not good. It's not healthy for us at all. Even with our timing and everything, apart from the traffic and everything, you plan ahead of things. It doesn't make sense that way. Right. I think the date should go ahead. And maybe later on they can give an opening to people to reuse the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Wale from Lagos, for that contribution. Let's go ahead.
So let me come from the angle of Wiki. I am not a politician and I don't belong to any party, but I think what Wiki and other G5s are actually doing is purely anti-party. And when you have anti-party issues like this, I think APC just expelled one ex-aide like that, and believe me sincerely, that is what PDP should have done. But the fact that they are still in a situation, they are still sitting on the fence. They don't want to lose those 5 governors, because they know very sure that they have active roles to play when it comes to winning this coming election. So for the issue of Wiki that nobody could do this, nobody can do this, I think that is just the fact that PDP is still being lenient with them. So if you want to go. Not that you'll be in the party and be working for another, or you will not work for the party.
He hasn't said he's working for somebody else.
That's what I'm saying. Or you will not actually be working for the progress of such party. Though they have their agitation, and I believe very sure that with that, I think being IU had stepped down, there wouldn't have been issue like this. But at the same time, when it comes to issue of politics like this, you need to come to an agreement, a stance that, okay, fine, this is how we can do this is how we can do that. I think with that. Now, the issue of violence, I don't understand what is happening to our youths, and I don't understand how they are thinking or how they reason when it comes to issue of politics. Number one thing is your friend or your sister or a human being like you is contesting, has the privilege to contest. You too have such privilege, but due to your maybe financial constraints or your whatever person, you couldn't. And the next thing you could actually do is to leave yourself to a particular person to be used as a thug or tout. I don't understand. I don't know how people reason, but to me, it's kind of appalling. For me, I can never see my family. If any of my family does that, he or she is in problem with me. Even one of my brother actually said something, I think last week, and he said it on Nijetibo. He is a member of a particular party, and he's a leader there. So there was a kind of chaos and disagreement, and they didn't know when he left. When he left the party, as in the meeting. So after all those things, they now went to his house. You even left us, and you did not even. He said, "When I have a boy, clamoring for change, and you still want me to be arguing with you so that we can start fights, and he will not make me as a topic on his program? Never." So imagine such, if we actually fear ourselves, if we actually have the mindset of, like, I can be great, I can, my dreams can be can come to reality, I can actually fulfill my destiny. You will not involve in violence, you will not involve in thuggery, you will not involve in anything that will actually stain your name, your garment.
And now, I always say that, why not tell those politicians, ask them, where are your children?
That's where I'm coming from.
Keep your children, bring your children do it.
Now, you attacked first person, second person, third person, and all those people you attacked are not even the family of the candidates that you are supporting. You should reason with it that, okay, fine, these people I'm attacking, what exactly is their take in this?
Maybe just to send a message across.
Send the message across too. Then if you want to attack, go and attack the son or the children of that very person that you are against him. Not that you just sit down and reason irrationally.
But that's even bad. Attack to one is an attack.
Another thing is, number one thing is, I use my money to make a poster. You are actually removing the poster. Is that a mindset of a reasonable person, a rational person, somebody that wants to be great in life? No. Now, anybody that have submitted himself or herself to any politician to be used as a thug, a tout, or to cause trouble, such person has no future. And if you don't have future, so you can actually behave as anyhow as you wish. Okay. But to me, for every Nigerian, you must know, you must understand the fact that these people are not fighting themselves. Now, after the election, the same person you are fighting for will go back to the next person you are fighting against. And these people have been going from one party to another. Imagine attacking Funke Akindele that all of us, almost every one of us will like when, as in movie. Now, this person is coming out. Okay, fine. Let us change our system. Even if I thought you are not supporting her, why attacking her? Why attacking her? So I don't see any reason why, and believe me sincerely, the reason why I will not blame politicians is that, number one, we're the one giving them power, empowering them. We're the one changing their orientation. Who are those people that are PA to the president, to the House of Representatives, to the chairman, to the governors? Your family, my family, their family, our families. So, and this same set of people will be the spokesperson when it comes to energizing some youths to cause problem during election. And they themselves that are energizing other, how much are they collecting? Not to talk of giving you money. People just because of 20,000 naira.
Is it even up to 20,000 times?
Even if you give me, I am not being proud. As at now, give me 500 million naira. I cannot use my hand to blow someone. Not to talk of use stick. Not to talk of now. Want that person, because I'm not very sure that I have a better future ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's actually a fine way to end this conversation. Dr. Olamide, it's been a wonderful time having this talk with you.
Thank you very much.